Hi, and welcome to Living Karma Yoga. I'm Nancy McCocken, and this is my guest today, Ashley Marks. And Living Karma Yoga is a program that brings you all that the yoga world has to offer you. And yoga is a ancient science, and I have a friend who objects to the fact of calling it a science or a technology, but everything that we bring you here has been proven to have an effect. It's a technique that has a particular effect. So the postures have a salubrious effect on your physical body. They keep your muscles in tone, and they keep your joints moving. They're good for your internal organs. The breathing practices help calm the nervous system. They're also good for the internal organs. We've got mudras, which direct energy in very specific places to energize certain places and to take energy away from other places that have too much. We've got mantra, which is chanting or sound current that helps to direct energy in specific places of the body, because basically we are all energy fields. We're not just solid like we perceive ourselves to be. So we have posture, mudra, mantra, meditation is what we'll be doing today, and some pranayama breathing practices. All of these things help you to feel better and to be more equanimous. And then when you leave the practice, then you're better able to deal with life. And that's one of the reasons that Ashley and I both practice, because it's real. These practices have affected our lives immeasurably. So Ashley received her 200-hour RYT from the Kripalu School of Yoga and Ayurveda. This is in the Berkshires in Massachusetts. And the 200-hour RYT means she's a registered yoga teacher. Our accreditation board is the Yoga Alliance. And once a teacher has had 200 hours of training, they're allowed to register and get a certificate that guarantees that they've had the minimum amount of training. But she's also received a certification from Rainbow Kids Yoga and is passionate about teaching children.
Yes.
And she's also passionate about teaching in the Hatha and Kripalu traditions, and hopes to inspire others to become their very best selves through the healing and transformative power of yoga. So I'm going to ask Ashley a couple questions. We've at Karma have recently begun a series of classes called Breath and Meditation. They've replaced some of our posture asana classes, and it's a response to a questionnaire that we send out. A lot of our students said that they really wanted more meditation and breathing practices. So Ashley, can you describe your breath and meditation class?
Yeah, absolutely. Each class is a little bit different for me. I usually, just like I would theme or pick particular asana for an asana practice, I pick specific breath practices depending on what the focus is. And every meditation class is different. There's, like Nancy said, there's lots of different ways we can meditate. We can use mantra, we can use sound healing, we can use the gong, we can use affirmations, we can use an object to focus on, and all of these things are just something to bring us back to ourselves, which is what we want. We're all of our minds are very much alike. You know, we all have that monkey mind. They say that you think somewhere between like 50 to 70,000 thoughts every day, which is a lot, and we all have that. We all deal with those thoughts every day. And ironically, a lot of the times, it's the same thing that you thought yesterday that you're repeating in your mind today.
Or that we thought when we were 5.
Yeah, yeah, same thing. We're repeating things that are happening in the past. We're thinking of things that are happening in the future. So meditation helps us to focus back in on the present moment, to hone in on our higher selves. We all have that higher potentiality within each of us, and this just helps us to dissolve all of that stuff that we don't need and to stick with the better qualities.
So that's the intention of your breath and meditation class.
And that's the intention.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we usually do breath. We usually, sometimes, depending on what the theme is, we might do like a little bit of movement. For instance, today we'll be doing a little bit of a solar meditation, so we might just do a little bit of movement to stimulate the core and the center of the body. And then we'll move into our meditation, our shavasana, and we might end with another breathing practice and close our practice that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what are the benefits? You say breathing practices. We're all breathing. People want to know why we have to do specific practices.
Yeah. So different breath will do different things. Breath can be very calming. Like Kapalabhati can be very energizing. If you do that first thing in the morning or before you're going somewhere, it can be something that is very energizing and brings you power and warmth into your body. And then there's like Nadi Shodhana, which can be very calming, a great practice to do before bedtime. Mm-hmm. And so just depending on what the intention is, breath can do a lot of different things for you. Just by noticing your breath, it brings you to the present moment. And
that's why it's called a technology.
It is.
Because it's a technique that has an effect.
And it does.
And a very specific effect. Over the years, these have been documented and written down. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, not everything affects everybody in quite the same way. Right. But in general, there are energizing breaths and calming breaths, and you can be assured that, you know, yeah, they will give you that kind of effect.
Absolutely, and just like a doctor might prescribe you a medication, a shaman or somebody else or a yoga teacher might say, well, try this breath practice. Not to say that we are doctors.
Right, absolutely.
But you know, those things do help.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then meditation. What are some of the benefits of meditation?
The benefits of meditation are they can just bring you more awareness. Again, that breath brings you present, meditation brings you present. It brings you more aware, it brings you in better contact with what you are feeling. It allows you to ask those questions to yourself, to get to the bottom of what's happening and why you feel the things you feel, so that you can, again, allow those things to dissipate and come to your higher self. Yeah,
and the higher self basically is just a different perspective and a better way of being. And I do have an example of that. On the way into class today, I was starting to, well, not even that. There's been something that's been kind of troubling me in regard to a problem, and I talked to a colleague about it a little bit, and I was a little kind of, I don't know, the communication didn't go well. And I got home and I thought, now what is the problem with, why are you thinking this? And because I'm used to meditating, I was able to get some distance from what I was feeling and recognize why I was having a problem with this particular event, and then look at it in a different way instead of just projecting a frustration onto my colleague or onto the situation. And so that is, I think, one of the greatest benefits, isn't it?
Absolutely. It helps us to take those reactions and just become aware of what's happening around us in a better way to respond rather than react.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it helps make the world a better place, at least for us. We're happier.
It does. Yeah,
usually
absolutely.
the other people are happier. Okay, Ashley's going to lead us now in a typical but shortened version of her class, Breath and Meditation, and I'm going to turn it over to her, and she'll explain what we're doing. And I'm going to participate. I'll be a student, and I hope you will participate at home.
So we will be doing like I said earlier, a bit of a solar meditation. We will start with a little bit of the breath work. And let's start by bringing our hands together. And we're just going to create a little bit of heat, calling upon that energy. You can bring a little bit of movement into the torso, move side to side, front to back. Sounds are welcome. And then come back to your center. Place the hands right in front of the eyes. Take a deep breath in. And let it out. And start to rub the hands together. Create a little bit more heat. And then come to stillness. Place the hands beside the ears. Take a breath. And again, rub the hands together. Beautiful. This time, bring one hand over the belly, one hand in front of the heart. Make that connection to the heart and the solar plexus. And then you can simply allow the hands to fall down to the tops of the knees, palms face down for grounding, up for healing. And just begin to notice your natural breath. Allow yourself to become grounded and rooted to this place, this breath. Feel the earth beneath you, the sensation of the clothes on your body. Take your attention to the top of your head. Release the muscles between the eyes and the ears, the jaw, the throat. Release the shoulders down the back. Allow the arms to fully let go. Take your attention to the belly and allow your belly to just release, letting go of any holding, any tightness, any clenching. Release the hips, the knees. Allow the leg bones to fall heavy beneath you. Release the feet, the toes, the ankles. Notice any thoughts coming through your mind. Know that anything that's on your to-do list is there for later. And then begin to deepen your breath, moving into Dirga Pranayama, the 3-part breath, with a full, even inhalation and an even exhalation. On the inhale, the belly fills up and then moves up into the ribs and all the way up into the top of the chest. If you'd like to hold the breath for just a moment, and then exhale, chest, ribs, belly with a constriction of the low belly, letting everything out. Continue this process for a few more breaths. If you're familiar with Ujjayi, the ocean-sounding breath, with a slight constriction at the back of the throat, you can layer that onto your Dirga Pranayama. As you breathe in through the nose, the breath passes over the soft palate. And then as you exhale, the breath comes back out through the nose with the mouth closed, like you're fogging a mirror, that sensation of fogging a mirror. Or that Darth Vader breath. Beautiful. Breathe in and breathe out. And as we take our seat, notice if any areas of the body begin to clench again, and simply take your breath to those places, letting go of anything you no longer need. The solar plexus is a place of power. Begin to direct your breath there. Maybe even visualize a bright golden light as you breathe. Beautiful. And then release control of the breath, coming back to your natural state. From here, we will begin Kapalabhati breath, skull polishing breath, or breath of fire. As is known in other traditions, we're going to start with a full inhale. And exhale all the way out. Inhale again through the nose. Exhale all the way out. This time, inhale about halfway. And begin. It's a passive inhalation with a sharp exhalation out of the nose, forceful, where the belly starts to contract in on its own. On your exhale, release all the way out. Inhale back in through the nose. Exhale fully. Coming back to your natural breath again. Anytime you need to move your seat or change positions, allow yourself to do so. And begin to again take your awareness to the solar plexus region. As you breathe in, imagine that there's a golden light expanding into all of your organs and into any areas of your body, again, that are holding tension. It is said that our sun is the center of the universe, the center of all of the planets, and it shines a bit of light on every planet. So as you breathe into your solar plexus, imagine that you're shining a light into all of those areas and spaces in your body that need your attention, as our solar plexus is our own central sun, Manipura, the jewel of cities. Allow the light to expand into the stomach, to the liver, to the small intestine, the adrenals, the pancreas. Imagine that with every inhale, this golden yellow fiery light expands from your center all the way outside of your body. And with every exhale, it contracts back in. If noticing or visualizing these colors and images is hard for you, know that that's not the point of the posture or the meditation. It's more to feel the sensations in your body. Beautiful. Maybe think for a moment in what ways you feel powerful today. In what ways you are aligned with your own personal power. Did you do something courageous today? Did you speak up when you thought you couldn't? Or maybe those are places in which you wish to engage more fully. Begin to illuminate those thoughts through the spaces of your mind. Think of a place in your or time in your life when you did connect well with your personal power. Connect again with it now. Always from a place of love and luminosity. And if at any time the mind starts to wander away, bring your attention back to the solar plexus, back to that expanding light. That inner fire. Back to the breath. Begin to come back into the body, back to this place, noticing your seat, the earth below you. The breath as it passes over the top of the lip. And that bright luminescent light begins to come back in towards the navel, right above the belly button, right where it belongs. To close the practice, we will chant Ram 3 times. Take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the mouth, and as we exhale, we'll audibly sing Ram together. Deep breath in. Ram. Ram. Release the breath. Thank you all for joining me for this short breath and meditation practice. Namaste.
Namaste, and thank you, Ashley. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
I feel totally relaxed.
Me too.
And rejuvenated at the same time. One of the beauties of teaching this is that we also get a little bit of the same thing that you're experiencing at home.
Absolutely.
Hope you enjoyed this. Tune in again and again. You can do this meditation as many times as it feels comfortable. You don't have to sit on the floor on a bolster. You can sit on a chair to do it. and come to class. Karma Yoga, www.karma-yoga.net. Ashley teaches on Monday at, is it 9:30?
9:45.
Okay, and that's an hour class?
Yes, an hour
class. And then we have another breath and meditation on Friday at the same time, 9:45 to 10:45, and then I teach one from 10:45 to noon on Thursday. So we hope to see you in class. We hope you enjoyed this, and namaste.
Namaste.
May the long time sun